Hi there, it's Hari Kalymnios from thethoughtgym.com and welcome to today's Yoga Flow, a flexibility flow for you. So 30 minutes, we're just going to have a nice all-body flex really to get you lubricated and ready for the day or the evening, whatever it is for you right now. So let's just take a moment just to ground ourselves. I'm sitting on a block. If you have any blocks, they may be useful later on, but you don't need them. But sitting maybe on something or on the floor, closing the eyes, allowing the breath to soften, allow yourself to just check in with your space, lengthen through each vertebra in the spine here, breathing in and out of the nose, just taking some cleansing breaths in and out of the nose. Starting to check in with the body, notice what's going on. And we're going to start to now just take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale up, exhale left ear to left shoulder. Inhale up, back over to the right shoulder. Inhale up, exhale left ear, left shoulder. Come back to centre, one more time, over to the right and then over to the left, and then coming back to centre. If you want, taking the right ear back over to the right shoulder, but this time looking down towards the hips, rolling through half a rotation, coming back towards looking at the left, and then taking that chin down towards the chest, taking that semicircle back up towards the right. Okay, so just in your own time, with your breath, maybe opening up a little bit more along the front if that's comfortable for your neck, just to open up, looking up to the ceiling as you do that. Good. And then take a nice big inhale with the arms. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. So kind of like a cat-cow but seated. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then taking the right hand over to the floor. Left hand up and over as you put out from the hips, keeping one hip, both hips on the floor, taking it to the other side as you take the right hand over to the left and flowing just over to the first side one more time and then over to the left side again. Okay, of course if your elbow reaches the floor, you can always take the elbow to the floor here. Otherwise, keeping it raised and lifted. Alright, coming into our 4-point base or 6-point base, whatever you want to call it, cat-cow. Normally we have our fingers pointing forwards. I'm going to have my fingers pointing towards my knee this time. You can have your feet flat or curled, up to you. So if this is good for you and not too strong on your wrists, then that's fine. Otherwise, just take any hand position that works. Inhale, open up as you curl the tailbone up. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Okay, so inhale, dips the belly down. Exhale, gaze to navel. Okay, so this is a little bit stronger on the wrists if you're getting your fingers pointing towards the knees. But, you know, that's fine. Whatever works for you, you can have your hands forward instead. Okay, and then taking the hands forward. All the way forward, coming to puppy dog pose as you keep the hips over the knees, bringing the forehead down towards the ground, maybe even the chest towards the ground, extending the arms out in front, finding that stretch in the shoulders, in the front of the body. Okay, so you're pulling down, drawing down towards the ground here. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then if you can, you're going to bring the elbows down to the floor, palms one against each other, and bringing the thumbs towards the back of the neck here, really stretching out the side body and the shoulders here as you kind of take like a reverse prayer position here. Good. And then coming back up and into our Sphinx pose, drawing the elbows to the ground, the shoulders nice and open, gazing forwards here, releasing and relaxing the shoulder blades, hips on the ground, no pinching in the lower back, feet nice and flat as you take this. Turn the left hand in, bring the right hand out and take in a twist here. If you want to add in a quad stretch, you can grab hold of the right foot with the right hand here and twist, keeping both hips on the ground though, and really like driving that right hip into the ground as you draw the foot in. And releasing, taking it the other side, so bringing the right hand across, left hand props you up a little bit, again stay here, or grab hold of the foot, draw the heel in towards the bottom, but also drawing the hip in towards the ground here. Okay, taking a twist, no pinching or pain in the back, otherwise come into a lower position. Good, and then releasing, bringing the toes together, knees wide apart, taking a wide knee child's pose here for a second. Okay, coming down as far as is comfortable. It might be a little bit tighter. It's definitely a little bit more challenging for my knee, my left knee. So I'm not coming down all the way to my bottom or to my heels. So just go where it's working for you in this child's pose here. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, and slowly starting to come out of that, making your way into your first downward dog of the class. Fingers nice and spread, index finger or middle finger pointing forwards, elbow creases rotate forwards, biceps rotate forward. Tuck the toes, draw the hips up to the sky, and maybe pedal through the feet, taking this inverted V shape, having a little play with the feet here, noticing what's going on, maybe dipping one knee and then dipping the other knee, stretching one side of the body out and then the other, still kind of warming up, so having a pedal through the feet can help with that. And from here we're going to roll through to high plank and draw the hips towards the wrists as we come into a floating upward dog here. Tucking the chin, rolling back, downward dog. So we don't take an upward dog. So doing this one more time, float, or two more times, floating through a high plank, draw the hips towards the wrist, keep the toes on the ground though, coming into this floating upward dog, rolling back. Okay, one more time as we roll through, straight into our floating upward dog, and then coming back into downward dog. Drawing the right hip, the right foot, or the right foot up to the sky, bending the knee, opening up the hip, taking our kind of like our scorpion style downward dog, and then drawing that right foot in between the hands, lowering the left knee, drawing the hands up towards the sky, coming into a long lunge here. Okay, so really open up the front of the chest, open up the heart, draw into that hip, and then exhale, hands down to the ground, extend the front leg, coming into a half split. If you want to sit on your heel, I'm not going to do that, and then you can sit on your heel. Otherwise, extend the right leg, bring the right toes towards the shin as you fold down towards the right knee. Okay, so if you want to sit right onto your heels, you can, but you don't have to. You can actually even have yourself a little bit higher up and take like almost like a half honeymoon here. From here, right foot to the ground, coming into a short-legged pyramid pose. Here is where you might want your bricks as we come into our pyramid pose. So both feet are facing forwards and we draw the chest down towards the thigh. From here, bend into both knees, and then as you extend, draw the right toes towards the leg. So bend into both knees, exhale as you fold and straighten that right leg, drawing the toes towards the shin. Bend both knees and then straighten both legs, drawing the hips parallel, bringing those right toes towards the shin. And then stepping back, finding your way to downward facing dog. And then taking a pause here, or rolling through your vinyasa, lowering down chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and rolling back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky, bending the knee, opening up the hip, pointing that left knee up towards the ceiling, the right heel down towards the ground here, and then stepping all the way through, finding your long lunge as you bring the right knee towards the ground, arms up above the head, finding a nice, easy, long lunge here. Okay, opening up the front of the chest, maybe into a gentle back bend here, extending the arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale as you place both hands down onto the ground, extend that left leg, and either sitting back onto your heel or just drawing those left toes towards the shin and the forehead down towards the knee. And again, if you want to come all the way down, do that. If not, you can still feel it along the left hip flexor, or sorry, left hamstring I should say probably. Of course we all feel things in different places anyway, so what I feel in my place might not be what you feel in yours. Inhale, exhale, and then coming back, setting up for our pyramid as we draw the right foot in a little bit, maybe using the blocks, square the hips, fold down over the left leg. Okay, so we just take our position here for a moment before we come into the squat and the bend of the knees. So bending both knees, and then as we extend, lift the front toes towards the left shin. Okay, so bend and lift. Bend and lift. Okay, really drawing those hips down. One more time, we'll bend and lift. Okay, so we're drawing the chest towards the left knee, we're bringing the left toes towards the shin, and then we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Stay here or take that flow as you roll through to high plank, low plank or chaturanga. Inhale into upward dog or cobra, and rolling back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale, right leg up, exhale, coming into a pigeon on the right side, so bringing the right knee behind the right wrist. If you want to use a brick or block to rest your underneath your right thigh, that can be really nice and useful to do as well. Your shin it can be parallel, can be more in towards the groin. Trying to keep the hips square. I'm definitely very tight at the moment in the hips, so I'm keeping the block here. And you can just come down all the way down towards the ground if you wish, or if you want you can take a twist here as well, thread the left hand underneath the right arm here and coming down into like a thread the needle style twist. Okay, drawing both hips down towards the ground. Maybe you're feeling it in the outer right hip at the moment, maybe you're feeling a little bit on the twist as well. Or you can have your hands forward like we said, or even you can bring your hands over to the side. So really up to you what you want to do. Maybe I encourage you really to explore what's going on in your body in this pigeon pose. Of course you can even be in a high pigeon if you want. Really kind of up to you how you play this. Good. And propping yourself back up. Okay, maybe removing the block if it was there. Bringing the left leg all the way over the right knee. Keeping the left knee up. Coming into our side twist here as we keep both hips on the ground. Draw the chest open. Spine lengthens from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Shoulder blades draw down towards the ground. Opening up towards the left side, keeping both hips onto the ground here. Okay. Then releasing, grabbing hold of the left foot and extending the left foot up and out and away from you here. Maybe pointing the toes, maybe flexing the toes, whatever you want. Then placing the left foot down to the ground and coming into a standing splits. So drawing the right leg up towards the sky as high as possible, and then bending both knees, crouching down into a low position. Inhale, extend away. Exhale, crouch. Inhale, extend away. And then coming into a forward fold, feet hip width apart, grabbing hold of opposite elbows here, maybe having a sway from side to side, shifting the weight to the toes, and then back to the heels, left and right, having a little play, before heel toe your feet out towards the edges of the mat, coming down into a yogi squat or malasana as low as is comfortable for you, bringing the elbows inside of the knees, palms facing each other, spine nice and straight. Lowering the hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog, taking your rolling vinyasa to high plank, low plank, upward dog on cobra, rolling back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale as you step it through into your pigeon pose on the left side. So again, coming into this nice and gently, using any props that you might want here. Foot can be wherever is comfortable for you. And then once you're comfortable and you're set up here, coming down all the way here to the ground. Of course, if you want to take the twist on this side as well, then you're welcome to thread the needle with the right hand underneath the left armpit. Maybe you bring your whole body to the ground. Maybe this is where it might be nice to have like a brick or a block just to rest forehead as you come down. This can be quite a nice little option for you. Or of course you can have the arms in front or just to the side. I encourage you to explore a little bit in this pose. See what works for you before coming up. And just like before, removing any blocks if you have the blocks, swinging the right leg up and over the left knee, coming into our seated twist here, and then grabbing hold of the right knee, right hand becomes a kickstand, drawing both hips down towards the ground, shoulders relaxed and released, spine lengthens, looking over the right shoulder here. Inhale through the spine, lengthening, and exhale, twist. Okay, so you just want to come to a comfortable position here before unraveling the twist, grabbing hold of that right foot, extending the right leg away from you, pointing and flexing before placing that foot down, ready for our standing splits. So drawing the left foot all the way to the sky, straightening through that right leg, bending both knees, crouching into a ball on the exhale. Inhale, open, crouch on the exhale, inhale, open. Let's do one more. Crouching and inhale. Before we come into our forward fold, feet hip width apart here. Grabbing hold of opposite elbows, just like before, swinging from side to side, shifting the weight forward and backwards. Having a little play before heel toeing the feet to the edges of the mat, sinking down into our malasana, our yogi squat. hands into prayer position, straight back as much as possible before placing the hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog, staying here or rolling through to high plank, low plank chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and rolling back, downward facing dog. Draw the knees down towards the ground, maybe a bit of cushioning under your knees might be appropriate here. Coming into our camel pose, so hips stay over the knees. You can have your lower back supported with your hands here as you engage the glutes and the thighs and draw the chest up towards the sky and squeezing the elbows together. Otherwise you can bring the hands towards the heels, draw the hips forward again, maybe open up the front of the chest, front of the throat, opening up all the front body here. Whatever's comfortable for you. Again, feet can be tucked or they can be flat on the floor, up to you. And then supporting the lower back as you come back up, coming into child's pose as you sit onto your heels, forehead down towards the ground, and bring the hands to your ankles. Taking a few moments in child's pose. And then rolling out of child's pose nice and gradually, and come to sitting on the floor with your legs nice and wide in like a straddle position. In fact, it might be, if you find it difficult to be in a straddle position, it can be really useful to have a block underneath. I like this one because it tilts the hips rather than one like this. It's got a slight angle, so it tilts your hips. But straddle the legs and bring the left hand up and over, and just as far as it will go, keeping the chest nice and open. Inhale to center, exhale over to the opposite side. Again, opening up the right side of the body if you're leaning over towards your left. Coming over and back to the first side. And then inhale and over to the second side. Coming up on the inhale, exhale, square the body this time and reach towards the leg or the foot. Of course, you can use a strap if you can't get hold of your foot, or you can just grab hold of the thigh or the calf. Inhale, coming up, squaring the body over onto the second side and folding, drawing the chest down towards the knee. Inhale, coming back up, and then again widen the legs if they've gone a little bit soft here, and then we're going to fold forwards as much as possible. Now actually I tend to like using some weight along my neck. I have some light weights that I use often to bring me a little bit closer to the ground. I don't have them close to hand right now, so I'm just going to draw forwards. Now some of you are going to be able to get your chest to the floor. My niece can get her chest right on the floor. I'm very jealous of that. But you know, we do what we can where we are. I'm not the most flexible by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, it's not about looking perfect, it's about putting the effort in. So this is as far as I'm going to go, this is as far as I'm going to go. You're going to go further or you're going to go less, up to you. Coming up, drawing the knees in, nice and slowly, gradually, and then coming down to the floor. We're going to just take some easy spinal twists to finish off. So lying onto the floor, knees up, cross the right knee over the left, maybe taking the hips over towards the right a little bit, and then leaning or drawing both knees over to the left. Extend the right arm away from you, maybe the left hand rests on the knee as you find a twist here. Okay, so both knees don't have to get to the ground, of course. Try and keep both shoulders reasonably in contact with the ground. Maybe you look over towards your right hand. Breathing into that twist. brings you up. And then uncross the legs, cross them the opposite way, and then draw both knees over to the right. Again, right hand comes on to rest on the knees, left hand extends away. Maybe gazing towards the left hand, keeping both shoulders rooted to the ground. And bringing the knees up, separating the feet to about mat width apart, and then just windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. And as you take knees to the left, knees to the right, releasing the lower back. Yeah. And then we'll just finish off with a happy baby, drawing the soles of the feet to the sky, hands either side of the outside edges of the feet, drawing the knees down towards the ground. Maybe massaging the lower back as you rock from side to side, or even sometimes forward and backwards can be quite nice to do as well. And bringing the soles of the feet together, slowly lowering the feet down towards the ground, coming into Bakasana. So opening up the knees, releasing the hips a little bit. Maybe you have a little flutter with the knees, a bit like a butterfly, hence the name. Before you extend the legs away to the corners of the mat, palms up by the waist, 6 inches or so away, coming into Shavasana. Relaxing the gaze, bring the thoughts internal now, the eyes closed, face soft, shoulders soft, spine resting on the ground, breath going into the belly. Relaxing from head all the way down through the neck, the arms, the chest, the ribs, the spine, the hips, thighs, the calves, the ankles, the toes, relaxing everything. To bring some focus back to the breath. Big inhale through the nose into the belly. Exhale. Moving the fingers and the toes, rotating through the ankles and the wrists, one way and then the other way. Keeping the eyes closed, but bring your hands over your head to the floor behind you, stretching from your fingertips all the way to your toes, stretching the right side of your body out, banana shaping yourself. Stretching the left side of your body out, banana shaping yourself to the other side. Bringing the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a squeeze and a hug. Telling yourself something nice about yourself, even if it's you giving yoga a go for the first time. And then with your eyes closed, your attention inwards, rolling off, turning either to your left or your right in the fetal position, maybe making a pillow with the hands, before making your way up to sitting on the mat in any comfortable position. Spine lengthens, eyes are closed, jaw is relaxed, neck is relaxed. Any tension from the temples, the forehead, the chin, the jaw, allow that to just drain away. Bringing your hands into prayer position in front of the heart center. Perhaps offering a bit of gratitude for yourself, or maybe offering a bit of something out to the rest of the world that you want to give to the rest of the world. Love, compassion, tolerance, whatever it might be for you. Raising your prayer towards your third eye, your forehead, we ask that we have the wisdom to watch our thoughts. Lowering our prayer towards our mouth or our throat chakra, we ask that we have the restraint to watch our words, especially when dealing with other people, but also to be compassionate and mindful of our own internal dialogue. And then finally, lowering our hands towards our heart centre, we ask that we have the strength and courage to do whatever is right and necessary, even when it's not the most preferred or desired path. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing along with this flexibility flow, fellow yogis. Please do connect with me on social media. The Thought Gym is where you'll find me on all the channels. Plenty of YouTube videos as well, not just to do with yoga, but everything to do with mindset, success, resilience, well-being, health, vitality, those topics around well-being. And please do connect at thethoughtgym.com, where free goodies await you. So I hope to see you on the mat very soon, or if not, on one of these online platforms. Until next time, namaste.